What's going on, familia? Welcome to my channel, Divine Nudges, where today I'll just be kind of looking at the energies for today, see what messages come up. My loves, I do want to say this. I had some thoughts as I was getting ready to do this reading, and um, a question came up. And the question is, what is your heart telling you? What is your heart telling you to do? What is your heart saying? So, today in the messages, are messages telling you to stop ignoring your heart. This isn't the same as being all up in your feelings and emotional and making emotion based decisions. Please understand that there is a difference between emotions and your heart. Your heart is more closely connected to your intuition, and it bridges the gap between your emotions and your intuition. What does that mean? It means that if your emotions and your intuition don't line up, your heart is going to send out a flag and let you know. The best example or analogy I can give you of this is, have you ever been in a relationship with someone and you're telling them what you need in order for you to be happy in the relationship, because for some reason or another this person's not getting it, not delivering, not listening to you? You tell this person repeatedly over and over again, and then in the end the relationship does not work because your needs were not met. Your heart is that voice in the relationship between you and yourself. So if your heart is constantly telling you what you need and you're constantly ignoring it because of what society says you should be doing, because um, your ego is getting in the way and needs attention and flattery, even though it's from the wrong person, um, or because despair has set in, then ultimately the relationship between you and yourself is going to fail as well. And what's going to happen is that there will be heartbreak, and you will be the cause of it. You will be breaking your own heart. Okay? So, attention has to be paid to the voice inside of you. Does it align with how you feel? In other words, again, let's stick with relationships, as I feel like that's an area in life where most of us can relate. If you're in a relationship with someone, they may check off some boxes. Don't take that too literal, but they may make you happy in certain ways, and the relationship works in certain ways. And then in other ways, though, that it's not sustainable because this person makes you feel insecure or unloved or unsure. Um, the flares are being sent up by your heart, but you're choosing to ignore them, right? So yeah, this person may make you experience times of joy and happiness and even eroticism. But as soon as you walk away from those moments in those spaces, this underlying feeling that's always been there becomes stronger. So yeah, you can temporarily sound out, or drown out the sounds of the stronger, most underlying feelings, but you can't do it permanently. Because as soon as you clear that space where those temporary feelings of bliss were present, here comes back those underlying undercurrent feelings that are guiding you towards your long term purpose, goal, destination, what have you. This applies in matters of work, friendship, family. Like I said, relationships, we all seem to really be able to relate to matters of romance and intimacy, right? Um, be careful how you're breaking your heart today. Be careful with how you're breaking your heart today. Okay. Make sure that you are prioritizing your mental health and well being, your spiritual health and well being, your self love, and your self care today. Okay. And stop ignoring your heart. All right. Yeah. It says here trapped, stuck, no options, unforgiveness. So some of you are feeling trapped right now, feeling like you have no choice. And I'm willing to bet that your heart is telling you that there is a way out and you're just not listening to it. It's very rare in life that we have no options. We may not like the options that we have, and that may make us feel like we have no options, but there are always options. And sometimes the options that we don't like are there to test us to see how bad we really want what's for our best and highest good, how much we really want to be happy, to experience bliss, joy in life in general. And sometimes those options are just temporary fixes for a better option that comes down the line. But it's very rare that we're ever truly trapped. And in terms of unforgiveness, be sure that you're not hanging on to feelings of anger and bitterness as a justification to hold yourself captive in a situation or in a vibration. Because please know that if we don't let things go, they can trap us. They become distractions and they take our attention off of healing, growing and developing, because we're so busy feeding these, low vibrational feelings of anger, bitterness, pain, depression. Be sure not to define yourself according to those lower vibrational feelings or to justify your being trapped or stuck in a situation because you feel entitled to have these feelings that are really just hurtful to yourself. How much more lighthearted, how much better would you feel if you change your environment to align with higher vibrational frequencies of joy, happiness, love, light, self value, self appreciation? Next, we have smell the roses, slow down, take some you time, get out in nature. So some of you really just need to clear your minds, clear your heads. You've had a lot of thoughts swirling around in your mind and you're feeling overwhelmed and you feel like you can't figure things out. And so you need to take a moment to step away from whatever it is you're trying to navigate through, whatever you're trying to sort through. And that's going to give you some perspective, because right now you're being bombarded with all of these thoughts and fears and doubts, and just giving yourself, showing yourself enough grace to give your mind a break will do wonders for you. Get out into nature. Nature is a great way to purify, to cleanse your auric field, to cleanse your aura. A lot of times those thoughts of confusion come from others, others' expectations, others' thoughts, others' ideas, and we're carrying them in our vibration and we don't even recognize that or realize that. So nature is a great way. Standing in the sun is a great way to cleanse your aura. Taking off your shoes and walking in the grass or on the soil is a great way to cleanse your aura. And as cliche and silly as some people may feel, but even hugging a tree, certainly smelling the roses. It says here established, settled, secure, wealthy. So some of you are really want to feel established right now. Some of you feel very unsettled and insecure. You don't feel like your finances are where you would want them to be. And that's causing you a lot of angst right now. Some of you are looking around and seeing what is going on in the lives of other people, and you feel like if you're not where they are, then you're behind, you've been left behind, something along that nature. Those kinds of thoughts are self defeating thoughts. You're not meant to be where anyone else is other than you. Understand sometimes we have to grow through things in order to get to things, okay? And it could be that that person already grew through what they needed to grow through in order to get there, or it could be that where they are today is where their growth lies, where your growth lies somewhere else, okay? But rest assured that if your mind is focused on that and is envisioning that, you can make these things manifest for yourself. Nothing comes to your mind that isn't within your grasp, and to some degree isn't meant to be your reality. It just really becomes a matter of how you get yourself there. Okay, so be sure not to compare yourself to anyone else today, because you could be lengthening a process because you need time to stop and sort through those feelings of lack, of insufficiency, right? That those are all distractions on your path. Cutting ties, standing up, awakening, or awaken and freedom. So some of you need to cut some ties right now, especially from feeling trapped. For some of you, I feel like there's someone who's not willing to forgive you for something right now. Some of you may be going through a situation where you feel like no matter what you do, someone's not forgiving you, and so you may be being nudged to just cut ties. It could be that your journey together has come to an end, that you've learned and grown from each other as much as you possibly could, and that you were only meant to grow from each other or learn from each other to a certain extent, because there's a greater mission and purpose tied into another connection down the line. Okay. But a lot of you right now are going through what you're going through because you're being, the universe is making sure that you're cutting the ties that you need to cut so that you can get to this level of freedom, or so that you can get to an awakened state. A lot of times, in order to get to an awakened state, we need to be in our own pure frequency, in our own pure vibration. And there are certain connections and certain people around us that muddy up our aura, that kind of cloudy it up. And a lot of times we don't see that. So what a lot of you will find, if you clear your mind, if you cleanse your aura, it will become clearer to you that certain ties, connections, environments need to be cut. And for some of you, that's the only way you're going to get there. Man, I tell you, you never really know exactly how someone's holding you back. Someone can want you so badly for themselves that they inadvertently wish that you remain in a place in life where they can always have you, because they know that if you get to the next place, to another place, that there is a possibility that if they don't develop and grow and evolve, that they might lose you. So we really just never know, you know, why or how others can hold us back. But this is why it's so important to listen to your heart and your intuition, because your intuition can see miles and miles and years down the road ahead of you. That's why it's so important to listen to that little voice in your head, because it knows where this situation is going to end up, and it's trying to save you from a lot of wasted time and heartache, because your intuition and your heart know what you want and know how to get you there. And they also know how the people in your life can either block you from getting there or aid you in getting there. So your intuition and your heart is constantly trying to guide you towards cutting ties with the people who are blocking you and forming ties with those um, who will propel you, who will help you excel. Here we have a Queen of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Okay, this is a female energy, but this could apply to men or women. This is someone who's nurturing, someone who's very fruitful, successful, all right, financially secure. This could even be a boss energy. Here we have the World card. So we have some sort of a cycle here. We have some sort of a cycle. And we have the Judgment card. So, you know, lately for me, the World card has been coming up as a portal more so than a cycle. And they could be one and the same, pardon my ignorance if they are, right? But there's this new cycle that has come about, or this portal that has opened, where people are being called to live in their purpose. And a lot of people are answering that call. A lot of people are being awakened right now, awakened to their purpose. What's this Queen of Pentacles, please? Hmm. So for this Queen of Pentacles right now, we have the Seven of Swords that just showed up. This could be someone who's deceitful, lying, cheating, stealing, someone who's sneaky. And then we have the Hangman, which is a higher perspective, a spiritual perspective. It is also um, it's also the card of a divine pause. Okay. So there may be some of you right now who are extremely loving and nurturing and generous with all of your resources, with your love, um, the way you care for people, even your money. Some of you may be extremely generous right now, and you have someone in your aura, or in your energetic field, someone around you who is taking advantage of that. Okay. And so there has been some sort of a divine pause that's coming, because there is this person here is protected. And so this person is being stopped, the liar, the cheater, the thief, the sneaky person. They are being prevented by the divine from causing any harm to this person here. See, the thing is that when you're genuinely a good person, and I'm willing to guarantee and to bet that this individual here, this nurturing, caring, loving individual, has a strong connection with the divine, because that's oftentimes when the divine steps in and takes over. But there's someone around you that is being prevented from causing you harm, from causing you further harm. This person is being blocked. And part of that prevention are things that you don't even know about. It's happening in the background. There are spiritual workings that are preventing this person from being able to reach you right now. And the other part of it is your own perspective. Your perspective has been heightened, it has been elevated so that this person cannot trick you or deceive you. And this is why it's so important right now for people to follow and to listen to their intuition, because that's that higher perspective. The thing is that you're heading towards a cycle of living in your purpose, as I was just saying. And so right now, anything or anyone that would delay you, and let me tell you how they can delay you. They can delay you by breaking your freaking heart again and distracting you from your purpose, because now you have to lick your wounds. They can delay you because you get trapped in this cycle of proving to them that you're worth their love. Okay? And then in that way you're feeding them their ego, their spirit, their existence, and all of that depletes you and takes away from you. So they can literally prevent you in so many different ways from getting into so the universe is closing out cycles right now, man. Let me tell you something. Anyone who's shoveling shit against the tide, you might build your muscles, but oh boy, don't overexert yourself, because the universe is it's not the universe ain't having it anymore. The divine is not having it anymore. The divine has literally stepped in. The divine has literally stepped in. And what some of you may not realize is that you yourself have asked for this. You've asked for something better and you've done the work. And a lot of you have given the universe permission. You've let go of control. You've released control. You said, you know what? I understand that I am short-sighted and I am limited. So I am asking and allowing you to step in on my behalf, to be my proxy here on earth, to ensure that even I do not get in my own way. A lot of you have a very high spiritual calling. A lot of you are meant to shine light on the world. A lot of you are meant to be in divine partnership with the universal mind and consciousness that's meant to bring, elevation into the world. Okay? And so this is a contract with the divine now, right? Like now you're part of the divine clique and crew. Things are different there. Things are different there. It's not what you thought. It's not what you thought. Yeah, a lot of you are meant to, in this new cycle, use your spiritual gifts to have an impact, to have a global impact, to have an impact on the world. For a lot of you, your spiritual gift is expanding, it's growing. Yeah. You're part of this spiritual community now, seen and unseen, heard and unheard. Okay. You yourself are raising the dead. You yourself are awakening souls right now. Those who have not managed or been able to successfully awaken on their own or reach a certain level of initiation on their own. Okay. You are being called to join this larger spiritual community of really light workers. Okay. And so, to whom much is given, much is required. There's a lot that comes with that. Primarily, primarily, this divine protection, elevated spiritual gifts, divine foresight. You're no longer allowed to get in your own way. And I hope you understand how beautiful that is, how miraculous that is, how blissful that is, to know that the divine has your back to the point where you can no longer be your own enemy. because that's what happens when you don't listen to your heart. You become your own enemy, and then really you have no one to blame for your circumstances other than yourself. All it is the unawakened soul that does not hold themselves accountable for their reality and blames everyone else for their circumstances. I know that everyone contributes in a certain way, but ultimately we are sovereign first and foremost. And others' energies can only impact and influence us upon our authorization, whether we realize it or not. So it's time for you to wake up and really understand how powerful you are as an individual to shape your reality and the circumstances in your life. Listen, I'm not saying that you have to go out into the world and be this great person and human being. I'm saying that when you stop and smell the roses, that could be enough to make you blissful for the rest of your life. When you stop and you say, this aligns with my peace, so I'm heading in this direction, and this does not align with my peace, so I'm going to avoid that path. That, whether you realize it or not, is enough to heal you, to elevate you, to raise your frequency and vibration, and to make you a lighthouse for others to follow, to emulate, to heal. You can heal people by carrying a healing vibration. Okay, and drawing people to the aspect of you that ignites the healing in them, because you're not responsible for healing anyone. We're all responsible for our own healing. But when we become this lighthouse, it's almost automatic. People look at you and they're just like, dang, what did she do? What did he do? What did they do? Because I want what that piece that they have. I want it. Your job is to make sure that they're not trying to take your piece. Your job is to make sure that they're trying to learn how to attain it on their own. So keep that in mind as well for my light workers. Alrighty, I'm going to leave you here. I hope these messages have been helpful most of all. I hope that they've resonated with your intuition as well. If you enjoyed today's reading, please like, share, comment, subscribe. Where are you on your spiritual journey today? Are you here just being woken up? Or are you here feeling elevated and feeling like the hermit, ready to set out and have an impact on the world simply by living in your highest purpose? Do you have someone around you right now that maybe this could be more than one person? These could be energies and frequencies and vibrations. Okay. Are you here? Are you in a space of cutting ties with those that you finally recognize are not here to serve your best and highest good? Comment below. Let me know where you are in your journey. I absolutely love the interaction. Oftentimes recording these videos can seem like you're just talking to yourself. So I'd love to hear from you and know that I am talking to someone and that we are having a dialogue. Until next time.